I bring warm greetings in the name of our Lord Savior Jesus Christ and tididang kam sa baliba sinulinier as an CCM director and all of you who have gathered here to worship God. When I came here this afternoon, I was kind of little surprised because there were a lot of people. Usually it's like, and this is also the first time I'm here in the new hall. Earlier we used to worship God in that smaller one. Like sometimes while we're worshiping God there, I didn't tell anyone, but I honestly feel like I feel like I was sitting in a Tata Winger and going to Tionsang. It's like so compact, but then we had a great time there, and God is blessed us with this new hall. Now this is my first experience, Tanayang Yaroba, yeah, and it's like so spacious and like tanga wo ya jo ya chat line business class no amen ramaya front rows them yeah this Okay, so it's good to be back again, and yes, I also feel that I was participating in America's Got Talent. And because I had no idea that this program was there, I have like our director just said, "You just come and speak on Sunday." So I said yes, and then I had no idea that such a wonderful program was organized. And I was sitting there and listening to your poetry, to your testimony, to your sharing, to your music, singing. I had tears in my eyes. And it's not every day that we have tears. I'm also not a Chebrang box, na. so, so I realized that, the most beautiful, there are lots of beautiful things. So you open your WhatsApp status and you will see, people saying, this is the most beautiful thing today, mountains, rivers. Okay, those things are beautiful. But then I realized this afternoon while, witnessing your worship through your talents, through your dance, through your music, everything, I realized that the most beautiful thing in this world is when we worship God through our talents. You take the same song, you take the same dance, and you perform it for yourself. Nobody will get blessed. But you take your same lyrics, same word, same music, and you perform it for God. And that is when God works wonders. So I'm so blessed by your talents and by the way you have worshiped God. And may God continue to use you for His new glory. I also realized that, this generation, we are living, just to take a head count, how many of us were born before the 2000s? Can I? Yeah, before the 2000s, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just a handful of us. And then the rest of you were born, when were you? Like, when is your date of birth, like the year? 2003. That means you must be like now 17, 18 running, no? Okay, I just realized today that, the rest of us who were born in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and then I thought that, we are the fortunate generation because we witness things that people did not witness. For instance, number one, we witnessed the millennium. The millennium. So sorry. We witnessed the millennium. 1999, December 31, we were just waiting end of the world. It's like millennium is 100 years, no? And those who were born after 2000, I don't think you live after 100. You may, but then I'm not putting my money in you that you witness a millennium, but we were the generation that we witnessed a millennium, no? And also that, we are also the generation where all of us, where we're witnessing a pandemic of this nature. The last pandemic of that global stature happened only in the year 1918, which is called the Spanish flu, right? So it's not a blessing, the pandemic is not a blessing, but then, our forefathers and then our I don't know whether our offspring will be able to, come across such a worldwide phenomena. And I also feel that our generation, we are the ones who have been blessed, who have experienced the IT boom. That is like not international, but internet technology boom, right? We were the generation who witnessed mobile phones, fast internet, right? Where we can just talk to one another through videos and pictures, all these amazing things that internet brings up with, huh? So I just feel that, we were, in spite of all the things that is happening around us, I thought that, okay, we are a lucky generation in that matter. Okay, so with all these advancements in technology and all these things, I also realized that, the present generation, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear younger brothers and sisters, I realized that, okay, we have so many things going around. Saka, I feel that there's something missing in their lives. I don't see them playing sports. I don't see them having conversation with your parents. I don't see them having, the things that we did. You must be talented in one way or the other, but then ni angoba ji ai ga udang pi takam ji dang leader ber. Ki dang gazer, ki my mother room nong dang gazer, na listen busher. And then I sometimes feel that something is missing from their lives. And this is true because most of us, these new millennials, generation, so we have a lot of identity issues. We have a lot of meaning issues. What is the and why am I here? Most of us think like this. And then you see people with so many, you see your classmates, your classmates, marks, and then you're going ahead in life. You are also trying, but you are struggling in school. It's not your fault. System, you are born in that system. You feel unlucky. But then somehow you feel that maybe some of you are sitting here and you are thinking, okay, so this afternoon, just I'll just say something that has been in my mind. So, and it's very coincidental because I also came with 1 Peter 4:10. Na? 1 Peter 4:10. 1 Peter 4:10 na? Right, okay. So 1 Peter 4:10 says, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Na? Peter sharing Saudi. Okay, so Ashibama Tanda yangina udang jugo kunda kasar damener anu minute bungo mesagamanze na iba whole nungi sara sadamer na mi ba tu udang jugo. I want you to be thinking and equipped langkabusa udang na langkabusa tasinga na tukulok nonji langkabusa sushi tasinga bu semerang auzesa nunugya sara sadaman daksener. Okay, so this is what I had in mind. In fact, the book of Ephesians says, even before God laid the foundation of the world, to be holy and blameless. And then we hear again and again, but you don't feel special, right? That's true. You don't feel special at all. People come here and they give mighty motivational talks. Na? You are that, you are that, you are that. You sometimes feel like a lion, a vegetarian lion. Anyway, but then my point is, people come and see a lot of things. You are special. You are that. You are that. You are unique. You have a purpose. You have meaning. You're just sitting there and it doesn't just make sense to you. Nah? And it happened to me also. And I'm sure it's happening to you as well. So the point is, if you want to know why you were created, if you want to know for what purpose you were created, and if you want to know the talents, the gifts that you have, I think the easiest thing is to ask the person who made you. Logical? So, Okay, so in that line, I want to kija shiza Job kakat nung ni dang zengde. Yes, Job then Job English nung bo Job. I sometimes go some sentences I'm just uttering in awe. I'm sure you guys can understand. Nah? Yeah, alwen lay. Okay, great. So Job. Okay, Job 10. Job 10:8, no? It's written in the book of Job, verse 10, verse 8. This is Job telling to God, okay? Your hands shaped and formed me. Right. Your hands, nah? Your hands shaped and formed me. That is what Job said to God. So we can imagine like God is the potter. And God's hands are shaping us. And God's hand shaped us, right? And He created us. So we can use that metaphor, we can use that imagery. That God is the potter and we are the clay. We have songs like that. I can't sing, but then how is like I am something like that, right? Something like that. But then there's even a song. There are Bible verses saying that God is the potter and I am the clay. And God is the one who molds us into the shape that He intends us. And all of us are the molded clay shaped by God. Now, in order to understand your talents, your gifts, your shape, your purpose, your meaning, we need to look at the word shape. And I want to do something very interesting here. Just give me 10 minutes, okay? So let's take the word shape. S-H-A-P-E. S-H-A-P-A, shape. These 5 letters, let's use it as an acronym, abbreviation. So, now, I want you to listen very carefully and prayerfully listen and think about your life right now, and each letter will correspond to something. S-H-A-P-E, and by the time I finish speaking, something should be happening to you. You should be thinking about something, okay? So in order to know what is the purpose, the meaning, and the reason, and the shape, and the gifts, the talents you have, you pay attention to the word shape. The S. S stands for spiritual gifts. So, if you are a born-again Christian, you have so many spiritual gifts in you. And you should know, asunok ay ga, I'm sure that sir, but then we are not discovering, we are not reading the word of God. Acha what the problem je? Lai shiba mazanger, kandang adener, sar sadam bo sir, lai shiba mazanger. Lai shiba mazang bajagi, you don't know what is happening. That's right, even. So, there's a big misconception about these spiritual gifts in our society. We think that tanla sambata sabaje wishin ang wordam, mang tangya wordam, masarbang pumbang ajanga chimbirdam, masarbang tangs nung chimbirdam dang pilemer. No. The Bible has lots of passages, right, about spiritual gifts. And if you look at the book of Romans and Corinthians and Peter's and New Testament, there are so many spiritual gifts listed in the Bible. So, that is the question. What are the spiritual gifts that you have, right? You have to discover them, right? So you read passages like Ephesians chapter 4:7, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, and even Peter. And you read these passages and you know that the Bible mentions a host of spiritual gifts, like administration is a spiritual gift, being an apostle is a spiritual gift, right? Discernment is a spiritual gift, evangelism, exhortation, faith, giving, healing, helping, hospitality, knowledge, leadership, martyrdom, mercy, performing miracles, being a missionary, being a pastor, prophesying, giving service to others, teaching, speaking in tongues, interpreting the tongues, being in voluntary poverty, in wisdom. All these are the list of spiritual gifts mentioned in the Bible. And I'm sure if you right? God must have surely given these gifts to you. You just have to pray, read the Bible, and explore. Right?
The example that she did. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a very beautiful voice. Now, what's your name? Lijuna. Just imagine that Liju, sister Liju, is a beautiful vest, huh? And then this is just imagine that we're sitting in her place, okay? And beautiful vest imported from Germany, okay? Which told us your auntie in Germany, not there, but then just imagine your auntie in Germany. And then it's so beautiful, and then you just put it here to show others, and one way or the other, your dog named Cuz, he just jumps into the waist is broken, shattered into pieces, you are crying. What will be your reaction? What will be your reaction? Just imagine that she is your friend. She is your friend, but just again, what will be your reaction? Keep going. What will you do next?
I'll try to.
Mend the waist? What will you do?
I'll try to.
You'll try to pray. Perform some miracles. Yeah, it's okay, it happens. Right? What will you do? What will you do? You'll feel uncomfortable. OMG! I didn't see that. You'll feel uncomfortable. Like this. What will you do? You'll just walk away. Did you say that? You'll just walk away. You'll just leave her alone. Okay. I'm there with you, but I'm not there with you. Something like that, right? Okay. So, yeah, anyone else? Okay. Now, just one last. What will you do? What will you do? Waist is broken. She is crying. What will you do? Take a selfie. You can't say that. Okay, so what will happen is, yes, what will happen is this. Somebody will start, yeah, it's okay. Somebody who has, for example, somebody who have the gift of mercy will say, I feel bad for you. Such a bad thing to happen. Nah? And somebody who is the gift of leadership and administration will, Marins, somebody bring the broom and all this, we have to clean the house now. At that time, somebody who has the gift of service will start immediately stand up and try to help. Somebody who is the gift of helping will, right? And somebody who is the gift of exhortation will, we all make mistakes. We'll try to comfort you, right? Somebody who has the gift of giving. China Bazar, and people who have the gift of teaching will be like teaching her, you should not even keep here now. So the question is, the same situation, people will react differently according to your gifts. And that is the beauty of the uniqueness of us. That is the point I want to make. No? So, what is your spiritual gift? I'm sure many of you have not even thought about it because you think a spiritual gift is just like, seeing visions. No, seeing visions, prophesying is one of the many spiritual gifts. So, we need to discover our spiritual gifts by reading the Word of God and by even discussing with your friends. Okay? That's one. Second is H. H stands for, can somebody try? H stands for? H stands for what? It stands for your heart, right? Heart. The book, the Psalms chapter, Psalms 37:4 says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of the heart." Right? And Matthew 22:27 says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind." See, the word heart is mentioned 800 times in the Bible. And when we hear the word heart, we always think of this heart pumping here. Right? No, when we mention the word heart, we are not talking of this physical heart. Remember that one? We get confused. This heart is just, suppose, have you ever fallen in love with a woman? Men do, I don't ask for women. Men also possible, but I'm asking for women. Yes, so when a man falls in love with a woman, we are very fond of saying, I love you with all my heart. We don't know. I mean, like, girls, if you receive such messages, I love you with all my heart, right? I think girls, when you receive such messages from guys, I think instead of just sending some smileys, I think the question that you should be asking to guys is define heart. Because the guy is saying, I love you with all my heart. No? So he should be able to define heart. Now, if he's saying that, okay, this is my heart, then there's a problem with that expression. Because this heart is just a physical organ. Now, I'll just give you an example. Suppose there's a woman that he loves with all his heart, right? Okay, and then I have an accident, he also have an accident, he is dead. Now I did a heart transplant, I put his heart in my heart. Now I love that woman or what? Doesn't make sense, huh? Doesn't make sense. Are you kidding me? So when you say I love you with all my heart, if you're referring to this heart, it is the same as saying I love you with all my kidneys or my new intestine, I love you with my small intestine. It's all the same. That's the point. So see, when the Bible uses the word heart, it is our desires, our hopes, interests, ambition, dreams, affections that you have. Or the closest thing is the passions that we have. That is the heart. That is the heart. So, if you want to know what kind of heart God created you, shaped you, some questions might help you answer. For example, yes. One question might be, I'll ask you, just if you have a superpower, just imagine you're Superman. What will you do? What will you do for Nagaland? For India, what will you do if you're Superman or if you have a superpower? No idea. Absolutely no idea. Yes. What will you do? You will help the needy. Okay. What will you do?
I'll try to help the ones who need help in the time of panic.
Okay, great. Okay, so if you have superpower, you will help people. That is what you're saying, huh? Okay, great. So if you want to know what kind of heart God created you, you can start asking some questions like, if you have superpower, what is the one thing that you would do in this world for God? Or what are the kind of people you love to help? Or what causes my heart to race? Means there might be some issues. For example, we all love to serve. We all love to serve, right? But there might be some areas where, for example, you might want to serve children, you might want to serve college students, you might want to serve the homeless people, you might want to serve people in the hospitals, you might want to serve orphans, or you might want to serve. There are lots of areas. So you might want to work for HIV patients, you might want to work for cancer, you might want to work for alcoholic people. I might want to work in a different field. So it all depends on how your heart is shaped by God. Or what are the issues? What are the issues? There are lots of issues in this world, especially in Nagaland. What are the issues that makes you restless? Is there any issues? Is there any issue that you deeply feel about in Nagaland? It makes my heart really sad. Anything? No. What about you?
I feel like most of them don't know Christ.
Tadi Krista Muhammad asagi she is restless. She's thinking about that one. What about you? Nothing. Just so peaceful. Okay, what about you? Any issues? Corruption. Yes, corruption. Unemployment. So what are the issues that you deeply care about? That will give you a clue to how God shaped your heart. Okay? So, yes. SH, I'll just run, okay? Because you all want to go home. Okay, so SHA. A stands for abilities. Abilities. Now, abilities means these are natural talents. These are the talents given by God during your birth. Spiritual gifts are the one given during your spiritual birth. Abilities is the gift given by God during your birth. Abilities. Sometimes it happens that in our society, you have a lot of seeds. And this talent comes in the form of seeds, okay? Seeds. You plant a seed. I give you a mango plant, or I give you a mango seed, or sunflower seed, or whatever seed. You plant it. You don't expect it to grow tomorrow. You have to water it, you have to put manure, sunshine, and then one day it will bear fruit. That is how talents in us work. Ah. So singing. I've tried singing for many years. It doesn't work. That means the seed of singing is not in me. Even if Rihanna comes and gives me tuitions, no, it's not going to work. But I am talented in other fields. Right? Something like that. But the problem in Nagaland is, in our generation, if God gives you an orange seed, if God expects you to bloom it into an orange plant and bear orange fruit, your parents are expecting pumpkin from you. So what you do is you'll put pumpkin manure, you'll put pumpkin fertilizer. No. At the end, you will not give pumpkins, you will not give orange. It will just end up your life with it like that. Are you getting my point? So what are the seeds that God gave you? You have to discover it and you have to go in that direction. Nurture it, hone it. You're gifted in poems, writing, singing, dancing, everything. You have to keep on practicing for God, worship God through it. And one day you will bear fruits for God. Okay, those are the abilities. So many abilities. There are like 500 plus abilities. People say, I don't have any abilities. I mean, what kind of... There are like 500 or 1,000 different kinds of abilities. Are you sure you don't even have one ability? Everyone can do unique things with their body. I'll show you one of my unique abilities. Can you do like this? Can you break this down? Can you break it down? I can easily break my thumb and restore it. Can you believe it? See? That is also an ability, right? Not a very useful ability, but that's also an ability. Can you break your thumb like that? No. My point is, you just have to discover your life, your body, what you want to do, all these things. Okay? Okay, great. Now, SHA, spiritual gifts, her abilities. Now, let's come to P for personality. Personality is again an area, like I'll just skim through the surface. But then, we have so many different kinds of personalities. Some are extrovert, introvert, some are work-oriented, some are idea-oriented, some are people-oriented, right? So there are various kinds of personalities. Some people, when they walk into a room, they love to go around with people. They can make new friends easily, right? It's as if the whole world, the whole room belongs to his father or her father. Some people, when they walk into a room, they'll go to a corner and wait for people to come to speak to them. That is their personality. Some people cannot stop talking. You just keep on talking. They never get tired. Some people, after listening to those people, they get tired. So we have so many kind of personalities. You have to know what kind of personality you are. Maybe in the future we can have like a seminar type in order to discover all these things. But for today, I'm just skimming through. Spiritual gifts, her abilities, personality, and E stands for experience. Experience. Experience means from the day you were born till today. You must have experienced a lot of things. You must have experienced a lot of things. So what God wants you to do in your life, what is your mission? What is your calling? What is your meaning? Will actually depend on what kind of experiences God is giving you in the past 30 years, 20 years. Maybe God is giving you a disease. God has healed you. That means I'm sure your heart will beat for those people who are sick. Maybe some of you grew up in poverty. You didn't have money to buy clothes to pay your school fees. Now, when you grow up, and God blesses you with a job, with a business, with an earning, you will always feel, compassionate for people, for students who are poor. You will end up, so it's like this. My friend raised up in an orphanage. And after completing her theological studies, she went to work with children who don't have parents. Because she will understand such people better. Because she herself is an orphan. Something like that. Experience. God must have given you a lot of heartbreaks. Maybe your parents were alcoholic. Maybe your parents were divorced. Maybe all these things, so many experiences. For me, I honestly feel those children who grew up having everything, no problems, so unlucky people. They've learned nothing in life. But for us who grew up in struggles, no money, disease, broken hearts, all these things, we are lucky people. Because we are now tough, we are now wise. And through all these experiences, we feel that when we are sick or when we are in a desperate time, we feel that God is not loving us or God does not hear our cries. Actually, God is actually molding us now. And we have to understand that, right? Okay, so just, I know I want to stop, but I don't want to stop, something like that. Okay, just let me see if I have anything else to say. Okay, yeah. Okay, so, even in my life, I've experienced a lot of things from my birth till today, just around 35 years, 34 years of my experience. I've experienced poverty, I've experienced alcoholic parents, I've experienced abusive relationships, I've experienced so many things. And from all these things, my heart is now directed to people who don't have money for education, who don't have money for, for family. My heart is drawn to those people, I've lost 3 or 4 friends of cancer. Now, I want to help people who are suffering from cancer. Something like that, not through our experiences. Education, even the talents that I have. Growing up in life, I thought that I did not have any talent. I didn't sing, I didn't play the guitar, nothing. Everything I tried, I just didn't work out, nothing. Singing, no. Guitar, no. Sports, no. I just couldn't do anything. But then I experimented with my life. I did this, I did that, I did that, I did that. All these things I did. And finally I realized that, okay, I feel very happy when I'm telling stories. I feel very happy when I am writing. I feel very happy when I'm making movies. I feel very happy when I'm organizing some things, some new things. I feel very happy when I'm preaching. So these are the gifts that I have. And I thank God for that gifts and I try to use it for His glory. Okay? Let me end up with a story and we'll all pray together. I think if you don't remember anything from today's, remember this. I must have told this story before also, but then if you are like, if you've heard this story, you just say, oh, I know the story. You see, with that, I did that. If you are new to this story, just listen because this is amazing. This is a true story. Let's go back to the year 1924, and we are now going to Paris. We're going to Paris in 1924 because in the year 1924 in Paris, the Summer Olympics is happening. And from Scotland, there is a person who is fast. And the world knows that he's going to win the gold medal in 100 meter. And his name is Eric Liddell. So he's preparing for the 100 meter dash. And the whole country knows this year gold medal 100% because he's fast. Eric Liddell is very fast and he's been preparing. But then in the Paris Olympics in 1924, he realizes that the race is taking place like today on a Sunday. And he's a devout Christian. His parents are missionaries. And then he says, I cannot run on a Sunday. Because I believe that it's the Lord's day, I cannot run. So he says, I have to put the Lord first. I will not run on a Sunday. He doesn't compete in the competition. People call him a fool and all this, misplaced doctrine and all these things. Somebody else won the gold medal because he did not participate in the 1924 Paris Olympics 100 meter dash. Now the committee, decided to give him an opportunity and said, do you want to participate in the 400 meter dash? He said, okay, I'll just participate for participation's sake, but then, it's like 400 meter, he won't win because he is only 100 meter expert. He can run the 100 meter very fast, but the out of 300 meter, he's not trained for that. So, but then he starts preparing for the 400 meter race. On the day after race, somebody gives him a hand note. I think it was the monsieur who was looking after his physiotherapy. And there was a Bible verse from the book of Isaiah. I will honor those who honor me. That verse. And then he starts participating in the 400-meter race. And guess what? He not only wins the gold medal in the 400 meter, but he breaks the Olympic record. Amazing story. Okay, great. Now, why I'm telling this story is, Eric Liddell, during an interview, he said this. And listen to these words. God made me fast. And when I run, I feel the pleasure of God. Are you getting me? God made me fast, and when I run, I feel the pleasure of God. He later, decided to become a missionary. He was a missionary in China. In the Second World War, he passed away in the war. That's the story. But then, what he said, God made me fast. And when I run, I feel the pleasure of God. And everyone seated here this afternoon should be like, I'll just give you the sentence. God, let's forget about the earlier sentence. When I dash blank, I feel the pleasure of God. We should be able to tell. When I dash, what is your answer? Fill in the blanks. Eric Liddell said, God made me fast. When I run, I feel the pleasure of God. When he runs, he can feel, God smiling and supporting him. And what are the things that you do? When you do it, you feel God is shouting, yes. What is it? When you teach, when you stitch, when you beg, when you go, when you sing, when you dance, when you write, what is it? When you preach? There should be a lot of answers for this. Everyone seated here this afternoon should be able to answer. Your answer will be different from your friend's answer, but you should be able to confidently say that when I tell stories, or when I pray, when I serve people, when I distribute the program, or when I take the video, or when I take a picture, I feel the pleasure of God. We should be able to confidently answer them. Let's stand. Let's fall on our heads.